Tom was not a hero, nor a soldier. He was just a worker on a small mining outpost near the far edge of known space. His days were filled with routine tasks, repairing machines, sorting minerals, and checking scanners for any signs of valuable resources. Life was quiet, sometimes boring, but Tom preferred it that way. He had never dreamed of adventure. The outpost floated near a red dwarf star, far from the busy trade routes. Only a handful of people lived there. Most of them were miners, engineers, or supply staff. Tom liked the silence of space, the way the stars shined against the black sky. For him, it was peaceful. One evening, as Tom was adjusting the scanner dish, the console lit up with strange signals. At first, he thought it was just static interference, something common when the star released flares. But this was different. The signal repeated in a pattern, almost like a language. He called the captain, a stern man named Reed. Reed frowned at the readings. "Looks artificial," he said. "But it is not one of ours." The rest of the crew gathered, curious and nervous. The outpost rarely saw visitors. Only traders or supply ships came now and then. An unknown signal was not just unusual, it was worrying. "We should report it to Central Command," said Myra, one of the engineers. "This could be dangerous." But Tom kept staring at the pattern on the screen. Something about it felt alive, as if it was calling out to them. He leaned closer and whispered, "It feels like someone is trying to talk." Hours later, the signal grew stronger. The scanners picked up a large object approaching from the outer rim. The crew rushed to the observation deck. What they saw made their hearts race. It was not a human ship. The vessel was massive, shaped like a living creature. It glowed faintly, as if light pulsed through veins across its surface. It looked more like a giant sea creature than a machine, its wings stretching wide, with flowing lines that made it appear alive. The crew was stunned. Some were afraid, others amazed. Tom, however, felt something else. A strange calm filled him, as if he had seen this before in a dream. "Alien ship," Reed whispered. His voice trembled, though he tried to stay firm. "Everyone stay inside. Lock systems. No one approaches without my command." But the ship moved closer, slower, almost gentle. It did not raise weapons or shields. Instead, a soft beam of light stretched from the vessel and touched the outpost. Before anyone could react, Tom felt his body grow heavy. His vision blurred. A voice, not in sound but inside his mind, called to him. "Come forward, human. Step into the light." Tom stumbled toward the airlock. His crew shouted at him, but their voices seemed far away. The light pulled at him, guiding him, yet it did not hurt. It felt warm, inviting. Against all orders, Tom stepped outside in a small shuttle. He did not know why he was doing it. His hands moved as if directed by something greater than himself. Soon, he was drifting toward the alien vessel. The surface of the ship opened, forming a corridor of glowing walls. His shuttle landed without a single command. The airlock hissed, and Tom stepped out onto the living floor. The surface pulsed beneath his boots, like the heartbeat of a giant creature. At the end of the corridor, a tall figure appeared. She was unlike anything Tom had seen. The alien queen stood with elegance and power. Her form was humanoid but taller, her skin shining with faint silver patterns that moved like flowing water. Her eyes glowed like twin suns, deep and unending. She wore no armor, yet she radiated strength. Tom froze. He wanted to run, but his body stayed still. The queen looked at him, not with anger, but with a strange calm. When she spoke, the sound was both a voice and a vibration inside his head. "You," she said. "You came." Tom stammered. I did not mean. I don't know why I am here." The queen tilted her head slightly. Do not fear. Among your kind, you were chosen. The others cannot hear me. Only you can. Tom's heart pounded. Why me? I am not special. I am just a worker. The queen raised her hand. In her palm, light gathered into a crystal-like object. It pulsed softly, glowing blue and white, as if alive. She held it out to him. This is a gift, she said. Take it, and you will carry a bond between our kind. Tom's hands shook. He did not understand what this was, or why it was offered to him. It could be dangerous. Yet something deep inside told him to accept. He reached forward, and the crystal floated into his hands. It was warm, like holding a small star. The moment he touched it, he felt energy surge through his body. For a second, he saw flashes, worlds unknown, stars beyond his maps, creatures unlike anything on Earth. Then it faded, leaving only silence. The queen lowered her hand. Her glowing eyes never left him. Keep it safe. Its meaning will reveal itself in time. Tom wanted to ask more, but before he could, the floor shifted. A wave of light carried him back toward his shuttle. The queen's voice echoed in his mind. Remember, human. You accepted freely. What comes next cannot be undone. Moments later, Tom was back inside his shuttle, shaken and confused. The alien vessel slowly drifted away, vanishing into the stars as if it had never been there. When Tom returned to the outpost, the crew surrounded him. Reed grabbed his shoulders. What did you do? What did they give you? Tom opened his hands, but the crystal was gone. All that remained was a faint glowing mark on his chest, hidden under his shirt. I don't know, Tom whispered. She said it was a gift. The crew exchanged worried looks. Myra muttered, a gift from an alien queen? Tom, what have you done? Tom stared out the window at the stars. Deep inside, he knew his life had changed forever. He just did not understand how. Not yet. Tom could not sleep that night. He lay on his bunk, staring at the metal ceiling of the outpost quarters. The image of the alien queen burned in his mind, her glowing eyes, her calm voice, and the strange crystal she had pressed into his hands. He rubbed his chest where the mark now rested. The glowing symbol was faint, but it pulsed slowly like a heartbeat. He covered it with his shirt so the others would not see, yet he knew he could not hide it forever. The crew was restless too. The appearance of the alien vessel had shaken them. Most had never even seen another species, and now one of their own had been chosen by an alien queen. At breakfast, silence hung heavy in the room. No one looked directly at Tom. Finally, Reed broke the silence. Tom, Reed said firmly. What happened on that ship? Tell us everything. Tom set down his cup, his hands trembling. She gave me something. She called it a gift. Said it was a bond between our kind. Myra frowned. What kind of gift? Where is it now? Tom hesitated. It disappeared. But, it left a mark on me. Slowly, he pulled down the collar of his shirt to reveal the faint glow on his chest. The crew gasped. One man cursed under his breath. Another pushed back from the table as if Tom were dangerous. Reed narrowed his eyes. That mark, what does it do? I don't know, Tom said truthfully. I feel different. But not in a bad way. It's hard to explain. I can see clearer. Hear more. Like my senses are sharper. That's not natural, Myra said, her voice sharp. You let them put something inside you. For all we know, it could be a weapon. Or a parasite. Tom's stomach tightened. He had not wanted any of this. He had only reached out because the queen had looked at him with trust. But now the crew looked at him as if he were no longer one of them. Reed stood. Until we know what that thing is, you stay away from sensitive systems. No scanners, no communications, no ship controls. You understand? Tom nodded slowly. He could not blame them. If their places were reversed, he might feel the same fear. The day passed in uneasy silence. Tom tried to keep busy with small tasks, but his mind kept returning to the Queen's words. A bond between our kind. What did it mean? That night, as he drifted toward sleep, he felt warmth spreading from the mark on his chest. His vision blurred, and suddenly he was standing in a place that was not his bunk. He stood on a wide plain under a sky filled with stars brighter than any he had ever seen. Strange towers of light rose around him, shimmering and alive. In the distance, he saw her, the Queen. She walked toward him, her steps graceful and slow. Her glowing eyes fixed on him, and her voice filled the air and his mind at once. You accepted the gift, she said. Few among your kind would have done so. Tom swallowed. What is it? What have you done to me? She raised her hand, and the mark on his chest flared with light. This seed is not a curse. It is a bridge. My people and yours are separated by fear, by walls of silence. Through you, a path is opened. Tom shook his head. But why me? I am not a leader. I am not important. The Queen's expression softened. Because you did not meet us with fear. You met us with curiosity. That is the root of trust. That is why the seed lives within you. Tom felt torn. Part of him wanted to trust her, but another part feared what this gift might cost. What happens now? He asked. The Queen's gaze grew distant, almost sad. The seed will grow. It will change you, but not against your will. In time, you will hear us more clearly. You will touch the life of our ships, our worlds. You will be more than human, yet still human. But know this: the bond cannot be broken. You accepted freely. Now you walk a new path. Before Tom could ask more, the vision faded. He gasped and sat up in his bunk, sweat covering his face. The mark on his chest still glowed faintly. The next day, strange things began to happen. While repairing a mining drone, Tom placed his hand on its broken surface. To his surprise, the machine hummed and powered back on, even before he fixed the circuits. Myra saw it happen, her eyes widening in alarm. That's impossible, she whispered. Machines don't just heal themselves. Tom pulled his hand away, shaking. He had not meant to do it. But deep inside, he felt that the gift was the cause. Word spread quickly through the outpost. Some crew whispered that Tom was cursed. Others thought he was becoming something alien. A few, though, wondered if he had been chosen for a greater purpose. Reed remained cautious. He called Tom into his office. Listen carefully, Reed said. Whatever this gift is, it's bigger than us. The higher command must know. When the next supply ship arrives, we'll send you back for examination. Tom's chest tightened. He did not want to be locked in a lab, treated like a specimen. But Reed was right, they needed answers. That night, the Queen's voice returned in his dreams. They do not understand you yet, she said gently. But they will. In time, they will see that you are not a threat. You are a bridge. Guard the gift, Tom. Its meaning is greater than you know. Tom stood before her in the dream, struggling to stay calm. What if my people reject me? What if they fear me forever? The Queen stepped closer, placing her hand over his chest. Then let their fear turn to wisdom. Even the strongest tree grows from a fragile seed. You are that seed, human. Through you, peace can grow. Her words echoed as Tom woke. He sat up, breathing hard, staring at the mark glowing softly under his shirt. He did not fully understand the gift. He did not know what the Queen truly wanted. But one thing was certain. His life no longer belonged only to him. The bond was real, and it was changing everything. The outpost had returned to its quiet routine, but Tom felt nothing was the same. Every day, he noticed changes that made him uneasy. His senses were no longer ordinary. When he looked out of the station windows, he could see distant stars with a clarity no one else shared. He could trace the faint colors of nebulae and even spot movement in ships far away without the help of scanners. When he listened carefully, he could hear the hum of machines deep inside the walls, as if the station itself whispered to him. He tried to hide it from the others, but it became harder with each passing day. One morning, while carrying heavy mineral crates, Tom realized he was lifting them more easily than before. His strength had grown, not in a dramatic way, but enough that Myra noticed. She narrowed her eyes. "You're not the same, Tom. That gift is changing you." Tom put the crate down, his hands shaking. "I didn't ask for this. I don't even understand it." "Maybe not," Myra replied, her voice sharp, "but you're becoming something else. And that scares people." Her words stung because Tom knew they were true. He wanted to remain the same simple worker he had always been, but the Queen's gift was rewriting his very being. That night, as he tried to rest, the dreams returned. He stood once more in the star-filled plain, the alien Queen waiting for him. Her glowing eyes watched him with calm patience. "The seed awakens," she said softly. "It flows through you now." Tom frowned. "It's changing me. The others are afraid. They fear what they do not understand," she answered. "Do not see it as a curse. This is growth. You are walking between two worlds, and few are strong enough to bear that path." Tom shook his head. "But I don't want to be between two worlds. I just want my life back." The Queen stepped closer. Her voice lowered, warm and steady. "You cannot go back. You accepted freely, and now the bond lives in you. With time, it will reveal its true purpose. Until then, trust in your strength. Do not fear yourself." Tom woke with sweat on his face, his chest glowing faintly beneath his shirt. He sat up, staring at his hands. They looked the same, but he could feel the energy pulsing under his skin. The next day, the crew was repairing an outer platform damaged by meteor fragments. Tom joined them. While Reed and Myra argued over how to fix a broken stabilizer, Tom laid his hand on the metal frame. The structure pulsed with light, repairing itself before their eyes. The cracks sealed, the light steadied, and the platform hummed as if new. The crew gasped. One miner stepped back in fear. Another whispered, "He healed it? Like the alien ships." Reed stared at Tom, his jaw tight. "What did you just do?" Tom pulled his hand away quickly. "I don't know. I just touched it." Myra's face paled. "It's not just inside you. It's in everything you touch now." From that moment, whispers spread through the outpost. Some avoided Tom altogether, moving away when he entered a room. Others followed him with wide eyes, treating him like something sacred or cursed. Tom felt trapped. The gift was no longer a secret. He could not deny the power growing in him, but neither could he explain it. Later, as he walked alone through the quiet halls of the outpost, a voice echoed softly in his mind, not the Queen's voice, but something else. A chorus of faint whispers, layered and distant, like many beings speaking at once. "We see you. We hear you. You are linked." Tom froze. "Who's there?" he whispered aloud. The whispers faded, but the mark on his chest pulsed stronger than ever. He realized the gift was not only connecting him to the Queen, it was linking him to something larger, something vast. That night, Reed confronted him. The captain's face was stern, but his eyes carried worry. "Tom," Reed said, "I've served in space for 20 years, and I've seen strange things. But nothing like this. You're not just a man anymore. You're carrying something that could change everything. And I need to know, are you still one of us? The question cut deep. Tom looked down at his hands. I'm still me, he said softly. I never wanted this. I didn't want to insult her. She gave me the gift, and I accepted. Reed sighed. Maybe you meant no harm. But understand this: humanity has rules for survival. If command learns of what you carry, they may not see you as a man anymore. They'll see you as a threat. Tom's heart sank. He knew Reed spoke the truth. If Central Command took him away, he might never return. He might spend the rest of his life in a lab. That night, the Queen returned in his dream once more. She stood among towers of light, her voice strong. The whispers you heard are my people. The seed inside you allows their voices to reach you. Soon, you will understand them clearly. Tom looked at her with fear. I don't know if I can handle this. I'm losing myself. Her glowing eyes softened. You are not losing yourself, Tom. You are becoming more. The gift will test you, but it will not destroy you. Trust in your humanity. It is stronger than you know. Tom clenched his fists. But what if my people never accept me? The Queen placed her hand over his chest in the vision. Then make them see. Show them that strength does not mean danger. Show them that bonds can be bridges, not chains. Tom woke with her words echoing in his mind. He sat in silence, staring at the faint glow under his shirt. The transformation was real. It was only the beginning. He did not know where this path would lead, but he could no longer deny it. The gift was inside him, changing him each day, and soon, both humans and aliens would demand to know its true meaning. Days turned into weeks, and the outpost settled back into routine, but the tension around Tom never faded. The crew no longer treated him as just a worker. They watched him with suspicion, whispering behind his back, waiting for something strange to happen again. Tom tried to act normal. He carried crates, fixed broken machines, and cleaned systems like before. But no matter what he did, the mark on his chest glowed faintly, reminding everyone that he was not the same. One afternoon, while Tom was repairing the external antenna, alarms rang through the outpost. Reed's voice shouted over the intercom. Unknown ship approaching. All crew to stations. Tom dropped his tools and rushed to the observation deck. Through the window, he saw it, a smaller alien vessel, sleek and alive like the Queen's ship but with sharper edges. It moved fast, cutting across the stars until it stopped near the outpost. The crew panicked. Some grabbed weapons, though everyone knew human rifles would do little against such a ship. The vessel opened slowly, and a group of tall figures stepped out into the docking bay. They were not human. Their bodies glowed faintly with the same silver patterns Tom had seen on the Queen, but their faces were covered with masks of dark metal. The crew pointed their weapons nervously, but the aliens raised no arms. Instead, one of them lifted a hand and spoke in a deep, echoing voice. We seek the one chosen by the Queen. The bearer of the seed. Everyone turned to look at Tom. His heart pounded, and his legs felt heavy. Reed's face hardened, but he gave a small nod toward Tom. Stay calm. They want you. Tom stepped forward, his hands trembling. The aliens bowed slightly. The leader removed his mask, revealing glowing eyes like the Queen's. He studied Tom with a long gaze. You carry her mark, the alien said. It is true. The Queen chose you. Tom swallowed hard. What does it mean? Why me? What is the seed she gave me? The alien's eyes glowed brighter. It is not a trinket. It is not a weapon. It is life. A bond between our people. The seed allows you to connect with us, to guide and to heal what is broken. You are the first human who accepted freely. That is why you were chosen. The crew behind Tom shifted nervously. Myra muttered under her breath, "So it's true, he's connected to them." The alien leader continued, his voice echoing like many speaking at once. "Through the seed, you are linked to the living ships, to the voices of our kind. With it, you can awaken what even we cannot. The Queen placed her trust in you, human. That bond cannot be undone." Tom's mind spun. He remembered the way the mining platform had healed under his touch, the whispers in his dreams, the way the Queen spoke to him as if he was more than he believed himself to be. "I don't understand," Tom said. "Why would your Queen trust me with something like this? I'm not a leader. I'm just a miner." The alien tilted his head. "Because power does not always belong with leaders. Sometimes, the smallest hands carry the greatest weight. You showed no greed. You did not seek this gift. That is why you were worthy." The words struck Tom deeply. He looked down at his hands. All his life, he had been ordinary. Yet now, he carried something that could change everything. Reed stepped forward cautiously. "What do you want with him?" The alien leader turned to the captain. "We are not here to take him. We are here to warn him. Others will seek him. Not all among our kind agree with the Queen. Some see your people as weak, unworthy. They will come to destroy what she created." Tom's chest tightened. "Destroy me, you mean?" The alien's glowing eyes fixed on him again. "Yes. The seed must survive. If you fall, the bond between our kinds will be broken. That is why you must be careful. That is why the Queen will guide you still." With those words, the aliens bowed once more, then stepped back into their ship. The vessel closed, pulsed with light, and drifted away into the stars. The docking bay fell silent. Reed turned to Tom, his face pale but firm. "You hear that? You're a target now. Whatever this gift is, it's dangerous for you and for all of us." Myra crossed her arms. "Captain, we can't keep him here. He's a risk." Tom clenched his fists. "I never asked for this. But I can't throw it away either. I don't even know how." Reed rubbed his temples. "Then we need to decide. Do we protect you? Or do we send you to command and let them deal with it?" Tom said nothing. He felt torn between two worlds: his crew, who no longer trusted him, and the alien Queen, who spoke to him in dreams and called him chosen. That night, sleep came uneasy. But as always, the Queen appeared in his dreams. She stood among towers of light, her eyes glowing warmly. "You have met my envoys," she said. Tom nodded. "They told me the truth. About the seed. About why you gave it to me. But I don't know if I can bear it. My people fear me. Yours may try to kill me. I don't understand why you put this on me." The Queen stepped closer, her voice calm. "Because the bond needed a beginning. You are that beginning. Through you, trust can grow. Through you, peace can be built. Without you, it cannot." Tom's voice shook. "But what if I fail?" Her glowing eyes softened. "Then all will fall with you. But I believe you will not fail. I chose you because you are not blinded by fear. You see with an open heart. That is stronger than any weapon." Tom woke with her words burning in his mind. He touched the mark on his chest, feeling its steady pulse. He finally understood. The gift was not just a burden. It was a responsibility, one that tied the fate of two species together. But responsibility was heavy, and Tom was only human. For the first time, he wondered if humanity was ready for the bond he now carried. The days after the envoys left were tense. The crew treated Tom with caution, as though he might explode at any moment. Some avoided speaking to him at all. Others whispered when he passed. Even Reed, who tried to remain fair, kept his distance. Tom carried the weight of their fear quietly. He had never wanted to stand out. All he ever wanted was a simple life. Yet now, every eye saw him as something other than human. One evening, while checking the cargo bay, Tom felt the mark on his chest pulse. A sudden image flashed in his mind, a fleet of ships clashing in space, beams of light cutting across the darkness, explosions shaking the void. He gasped, grabbing his chest. The vision lasted only seconds, but it left him shaken. Later that night, the Queen came to him in dreams again. Her expression was grave. "The conflict has begun," she said. "Our enemies grow bold. They know of you. Some will seek to capture you, others to end your life. You must be ready." Tom's throat tightened. "I'm not a warrior. How can I face them?" "You will not fight as they do," the Queen replied. "The seed gives you power to heal, to connect, to turn destruction into unity. But you must trust yourself. If you hide in fear, both our peoples will suffer." Tom woke with her words echoing in his ears. He could not rest. The vision of war clung to him like a shadow. The next day, his fears proved real. Alarms screamed through the outpost. Myra's voice came over the intercom. "Unidentified ships detected. Multiple targets. They're not human." Tom ran to the observation deck. His heart pounded as he saw them, 3 alien ships, sharp and dark, moving like predators around the station. Unlike the Queen's living vessel, these ships looked harsh, covered in jagged edges and pulsing red lights. Reed barked orders. "Shields up. Everyone to stations." The ship sent out a broadcast. A distorted voice filled the air. "Give us the bearer of the seed, or be destroyed." The crew froze. Everyone turned to Tom. Reed's jaw tightened. "They want you." Tom swallowed hard. "If I go, they'll kill me. If I stay, they'll attack all of us." Reed cursed under his breath. "We can't hand you over. You're one of us, whether the others see it or not. But we can't outfight them either." The alien ships fired warning blasts, shaking the outpost. Lights flickered, panels cracked, and alarms blared. The station would not hold for long. Tom felt the mark on his chest burn. He placed a hand against the wall, and suddenly he felt the station itself, as if it were alive. He sensed the broken circuits, the damaged shields, the struggling systems. Without thinking, he poured his will into it. The station hummed, lights brightened, and shields steadied. The crew stared in shock. Myra whispered, "He's holding the station together." The enemy ships fired again. This time, Tom raised his hands. A faint blue barrier flickered outside the station, absorbing the blasts. The effort drained him, but he held firm. Reed's eyes widened. "Tom, whatever you're doing, keep doing it." Tom gritted his teeth. His body shook with the effort, but the mark on his chest pulsed brighter, feeding him strength. He reached out with his mind, and suddenly he felt the alien ships themselves. They were not just machines, they were alive, twisted and angry. Voices filled his head, harsh and cruel. "Surrender. You are not worthy. The seed must die with you." Tom pushed back with his thoughts. "I will not surrender. This bond is not for destruction. It is for peace." The voices screamed in fury, lashing out with blasts of energy. The outpost shuddered, but Tom stood firm. Then, like a light breaking through darkness, the Queen's voice filled his mind. "You are not alone. Use the bond. Guide them." Tom reached deeper into the connection. He no longer felt just the enemy ships. He felt the stars, the living flow of energy, the pulse of creation itself. He drew from it, and a wave of light burst from the station, pushing the attackers back. The enemy ships faltered, their lights flickering. For a moment, silence filled space. Then, without warning, they turned and fled into the void. The outpost shook from the strain, but it held. Slowly, the alarms faded. The crew stood in stunned silence, staring at Tom. Reed approached him cautiously. "Tom, you saved us. There's no denying it. But, what are you now?" Tom sank to his knees, exhausted. His chest still glowed faintly, but the burning pain was gone. He looked at Reed with tired eyes. "I'm still me. At least, I think I am. But the gift, it's changing me. I can feel their ships, their voices. I don't know how to control it fully." Myra crossed her arms, her voice uneasy. "You turned back 3 alien warships. That's not something a miner does." "That's something only." She stopped, unsure how to finish. Tom stood slowly, still shaking from the effort. "I didn't want this. But if I can protect us, then maybe the gift is not a curse. Maybe it means something greater." Reed looked at him for a long moment, then nodded. "You've earned our trust, at least for now. But Tom, this is bigger than all of us. Those ships will return. And more will come. We need to decide where to go from here." That night, Tom lay in his bunk, staring at the ceiling. He could still feel the voices echoing in the back of his mind: the Queen's guidance, the enemy's fury, the living pulse of the universe. He was no longer just Tom the miner. He was something else. The days that followed the attack were tense but quiet. The enemy ships had not returned yet, but the knowledge that they could strike at any moment weighed heavily on Tom and the crew. Every glance from Reed and Myra reminded him that trust was still fragile. Yet Tom felt a growing strength within him. The mark on his chest pulsed steadily, and his senses had sharpened even further. He could feel the heartbeat of the outpost beneath the metal floors, the flow of energy in the systems, and the subtle vibrations of the stars themselves. The bond was no longer just a gift, it was becoming a part of him. One night, as Tom lay in his bunk, the Queen appeared again in his dream. This time, her presence was calm, yet urgent. The towers of light from before shimmered around her, brighter and more numerous. "The time has come, Tom," she said. "You must understand the true meaning of the gift you accepted. It is more than power, more than connection. It is hope." Tom frowned. "Hope? I don't understand. I can stop attacks, heal machines, but how is that hope?" The Queen extended her hand, and images appeared in his mind. He saw her people, countless beings across distant worlds, their cities and living ships crumbling. Their civilization had begun to fade, not from war, but from isolation. Without connection, their species would die. "You see now," she said softly, "we were fading. Alone, we could not survive. The seed is a bond that allows us to share life with another species. With humans, we have a chance to endure." Tom's chest tightened. "So, you chose me to carry your people's future?" "Yes," she said, her voice gentle but firm. "Not because you are strong, or wise, or powerful. But because you are human. You chose freely, without fear. You saw with your heart, not your eyes. That is why the bond works through you." He felt a weight settle on him. The responsibility was immense. One human decision could determine the survival of an entire alien species. The Queen continued. "This gift is not meant to enslave you. It is a bridge, a way for two species to trust each other. The bond allows you to guide, to heal, and to protect. But you must understand yourself first. Only by embracing your humanity fully can you wield the power wisely." Tom nodded slowly, though fear and doubt still lingered. "And if I fail?" The Queen's eyes glowed brighter. "Then all will suffer. But I do not believe you will fail. You have already shown courage, compassion, and the strength to face the unknown. You are the first human to accept willingly. That is why you are the one to carry the seed forward." Tom woke with a start, the Queen's words echoing in his mind. He touched the faint glowing mark on his chest and felt a calm energy flowing through him. The visions had shown him purpose, and for the first time, he understood what he had accepted. The next morning, he called Reed and Myra to the observation deck. "I understand now," Tom said quietly. "The gift, it's not just for me. It's for both humans and the alien species. I carry a bond that can connect us, help us survive, and maybe even prevent war." Reed frowned. "So, you're telling us that the alien queen trusted you with something that could change the entire galaxy?" "Yes," Tom replied. "But it's not a weapon. It's a chance. If we fail to understand it, if we act with fear, then everything falls apart. But if we embrace it, we can save lives, millions of lives, maybe even billions." Myra crossed her arms. "And the enemy ships? What about them? They won't just disappear." Tom looked out at the stars. "I can feel them. I know they will come back. But now I also understand the gift. I can guide, protect, and maybe even reach out to them. The seed is not just in me. It connects to their life as well. We can stop the fighting if we try." Reed shook his head. "You're saying a human, one person, can stop a war between species?" Tom's chest pulsed with the mark's steady glow. "I don't know if I can do it alone. But I know I can start. That's what the Queen meant when she said I am a bridge. We start with trust, and then we grow stronger together." The crew was silent. None of them had faced something so vast, so powerful. Yet in Tom's voice, they sensed determination. He was no longer just a miner. He was a human chosen to carry hope across the stars. Over the next days, Tom practiced with the gift. He focused on the systems of the outpost, learning how the energy flowed through him and connected to the world around him. Small machines healed under his touch, lights stabilized, and the shields responded instantly. He even experimented with his awareness of the stars, sensing the presence of distant ships. Each time, the mark pulsed brightly, reminding him of the Queen's words. He felt guided, yet still entirely human. His thoughts, emotions, and compassion remained intact. The gift did not replace him, it enhanced him. One evening, as the twin suns of the red dwarf star set, the Queen appeared in his dream once more. She smiled, her expression gentle and proud. "You have begun to understand, Tom. You are ready for the next step. The seed within you is growing stronger, and soon, your people and mine will face a test. But you are prepared. You are human, and that is why the bond works." Tom took a deep breath. "I will not fail. I don't know what comes next, but I will honor your trust. I will protect both our species." The Queen nodded. "Then walk forward with courage. Remember, you are not alone. The seed connects us all. Trust in yourself, and in what you carry. The gift is not just yours, it is for all of us." Tom woke with a calm energy flowing through him. For the first time, he did not feel fear. He knew the gift's true meaning. It was not power for conquest. It was hope, a chance to connect, to heal, and to prevent destruction. The responsibility was enormous, but it was one he was willing to bear. He touched the mark on his chest one last time before leaving his quarters. The glow was steady and warm. He knew the coming days would bring new challenges, enemy ships, fear, and uncertainty. But he was no longer confused or doubtful. He understood the seed, and he understood his purpose. Humanity had been chosen for a role it did not expect. And Tom, an ordinary miner, would carry the future of two species on his shoulders. The outpost had been calm for several days. The enemy ships had not returned, but everyone knew it was only a matter of time. Tom moved through the corridors with quiet purpose, the faint glow of the mark on his chest now a steady pulse, almost like a heartbeat. He had learned to control it better, to feel the flow of energy through machines, systems, and even the stars beyond. The gift was no longer mysterious, it had become a part of him. Yet he knew its true test was still ahead. That morning, a warning came over the intercom. Sensors had detected multiple ships entering the system, more numerous than the previous attackers. Their movements were precise, organized, and dangerous. Reed gathered the crew in the command center. "We don't know what they want, but they're heading straight for us. Tom, it looks like you're their target again." Tom nodded calmly. "I understand. But now I know what I must do. This gift, it is not just for defense. It is for connection. We may be able to stop them without war." Myra frowned. "You think you can reason with them?" "I can try," Tom said. "The seed inside me allows me to feel their life, to hear their intent. I believe I can reach them." Reed hesitated but finally said, "Do it." "We don't have much choice." The crew moved to stations as Tom stood at the center of the command deck. He closed his eyes, feeling the pulse of the outpost and reaching outward, searching for the approaching ships. The mark on his chest glowed brighter than ever. He sensed the enemy pilots' fear, anger, and confusion. They were expecting destruction, not dialogue. And yet, through the bond, he reached out. "I am Tom," he thought, projecting his consciousness. "I carry the Queen's gift. I do not wish to fight. I do not wish to harm. Stop this now, and we can find another way." For a moment, nothing happened. The enemy ships hovered, their engines pulsing red in the dark. Then, a strange sensation swept through Tom's mind. The voices of the pilots echoed, confused and hesitant. "Why does he speak?" one asked. "Why do we feel calm instead of fear?" Tom focused, guiding the energy of the seed outward. "Because I am human. I carry hope. I carry connection. We do not need war." Slowly, he felt resistance fade. The red lights of the ships softened to blue. Weapons powered down. The ships drifted closer, not as threats, but as beings seeking understanding. Reed and Myra stared in disbelief. He's stopping them," Myra whispered. Tom opened his eyes. Through the bond, he felt every ship, every pilot, every life inside. He guided them to orbit safely, keeping them from firing or crashing. Then, he projected images of the outpost, showing that humans were not enemies. A voice filled his mind, clear and strong. "We see. We understand. The Queen's seed is true. Peace is possible." Tom exhaled. He had done it. He had bridged the gap between fear and trust. The enemy ships lowered their defenses and retreated slightly, signaling their willingness to communicate. Reed let out a long breath. "Tom. I don't know how you did that. You just changed everything." Tom shook his head. "The gift did not change me. It revealed what we already could be. We just needed a bridge." Myra stepped forward, her eyes filled with awe. "You risked everything. Not just yourself, but all of us. And yet, you chose trust over fear. That's incredible." Tom smiled faintly. "It wasn't easy. I still don't know what comes next. But I know one thing: the bond is alive. And it is more than mine. It belongs to everyone willing to accept it." The Queen appeared in his mind once more, her eyes glowing warmly. "You have done well, Tom. You have seen the true purpose of the seed. You did not choose power, or glory, or fear. You chose connection. That is what makes a human worthy of carrying hope." Tom felt a calm energy flow through him. For the first time, he no longer feared the gift. It was not a burden, but a responsibility he was willing to bear. Over the following days, communications with the approaching alien species grew peaceful. Tom guided messages, showing that humans could work with them, not against them. The enemy ships became allies in time, listening and learning. The crew gradually came to understand Tom's role. Reed shook his head in disbelief one evening. "I've spent decades in space, Tom. I never thought I'd see something like this." "You're something extraordinary." Tom chuckled softly. "I'm still human, Captain. Just a human who accepted a gift and chose to use it wisely." Myra smiled. "You didn't just survive, Tom. You changed everything. You made trust stronger than fear. That's more than any of us could do." The mark on his chest glowed steadily, no longer bright or alarming, but calm like a steady heartbeat. Tom touched it and felt the connection to the Queen, her people, and the new allies he had helped guide. He realized then that the gift was never about making him powerful. It was about showing humanity's true strength, the ability to choose trust, compassion, and hope even when fear loomed. Standing at the observation deck, Tom looked out at the stars, now alive with distant ships of both human and alien design. The universe was vast, and danger would always exist. But he no longer felt small or powerless. He had been chosen for a reason, and he had risen to meet it. Not through force, not through fear, but through understanding, connection, and the courage to accept the unknown. And in that moment, Tom understood the final truth of the Queen's gift: it was not about changing who he was. It was about showing that even one human could carry hope for many. The future was uncertain, the galaxy still dangerous, and the paths ahead uncharted. But for the first time, humanity and the aliens shared a bond that could survive. A bond born from trust, courage, and the choice of one ordinary miner to do something extraordinary. Tom smiled, his chest glowing softly, and whispered to himself, "I will protect this. I will honor this. And I will make it last." The stars shone brighter than ever. The bond had been tested. Humanity had been proven worthy. And Tom, the innocent human who accepted the alien queen's strange gift, had finally understood its true meaning.